Good morning. Today we're back at Hawn State Park to complete the Whispering Pines Trail. If you saw my video last week, you know that I kind of made a rookie mistake. Yeah, well, so the SD cards, oh, I'm sorry, there's a deer walking right up to me behind the camera. Wow, these guys are tame. Okay, so hopefully it gets in the picture here. That'd be cool. So the camera takes a full-size SD card, and I had extras, but they were all the micro SDs, and so when I ran out of memory, then that was the end of the hike last week. We were a little over halfway, so what we're going to do today, well, I tell you what, let's get to the map and I'll show you. Okay, so in last week's video, we started at the trailhead, went in a counterclockwise direction on the north loop. This is the connector trail to skip the north loop, most of it, and get to the south loop. This is that really steep hill, which I went up and down 3 times last week, onto the south loop, and we overnighted here at backpack camp number 5. We next day went on the south loop, did this scenic loop at the Oxvoss River, made it to roughly right in this area when the memory card filled. So what I did was I took the short way back to the car, went this way, and took the connector trail back. What we're going to do today is we're going to take the connector trail, and I'll get that on the camera. I'll skip the 4th time over this hill in a week, and we'll cross over. You can almost see these 2 points where the south loop connects to the north loop from each other. They're very close. We'll go back down to about where I left off, and then we'll pick it up from there and complete the trail. Boy, I really like this weather today compared to last week. We're about 25 degrees cooler. About the same level of humidity, 85%. That's Missouri. It's almost always pretty high humidity. But with that temperature in the 60s, it was really muggy last week. Today's great. So we're going to take the connector trail, bypass most of this north loop. I'll go ahead and capture that since it wasn't in the video last week, and then just turn off the camera until I get back to where that SD card got filled. Here we go. I really like this connector trail. It doesn't have anything spectacular like a scenic view or a water feature, but what it is a really pretty walk in the woods. It didn't take long to start shedding layers. I'm about ready to lose another one. Okay, so we're at the end of the connector trail. We're on the north loop, about to go up and down over that steep hill for the 4th time in a week. This time I know where I'm going. So when the SD card filled last week, I was about to cross a huge rock slab, which was kind of a unique feature for out here. So that was kind of nice. I have a point of demarcation to know exactly where to pick up for today's video. I'll get back to you when we're there. Wow, I just had to look at those distant rolling hills one more time. It's beautiful. This is the view from the other side of the hill. Well, this is a lot farther back than I remembered. We just passed site number 7 a couple of minutes ago. And I thought I'd done that before the SD card filled last week, but obviously I'm wrong. So it's really quiet in the woods today. I've seen a couple of deer and a couple of squirrel, that's been it. It's just still and overcast. On the park road into the trailhead, I had to stop twice for a couple of deer, and a couple of large flocks of turkey, and then there were the 2 deer at the trailhead. So I know that the critters are moving out here, just very still. There's that big slab of rock. Made it. So we really are at about the halfway point of the trail. I'm really excited to see the rest. It's my favorite trail in the state of Missouri, and I really will contend that it is the prettiest park in the state. And it's been a while since I've been here. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look at site number 7. It's right off the trail. From what I've noticed on the registration board, number 7 and number 3 are far and away the most popular sites. Great tent site. A couple of tent sites actually. A lot of trees for a good hang. Nice little setup around the fire ring too. Kind of in this oak pine forest. Yeah, I get why it's so popular. Here's the trail, 100 feet maybe from the campsite, with the really cool rocks. Nice. I'm the only one in the park today. It amazes me to consider I have these thousands of acres all to myself. It is the day before Thanksgiving. That may have something to do with it, but what an incredible experience. Let's check out site number 8. Well, you're dry camping for sure here. It's pretty. I can faintly hear the wind whispering in the pines. Sounds like an interstate off in the distance. We're not even close to a road, much less a large road. Nice. Hopefully you can see it in the distance through the trees. That little bit of a peak right there. I think that's the next hill that we're going to have to cross on the north loop. So I had someone ask me recently what a widowmaker is. Basically, it's any part of a tree that can fall on you when you're sleeping at night, and it's not a good thing. Let me show you a couple of examples. This is an obvious one you would not want to pitch your tent under. If you can see, this is a rotted, standing, dead tree that's going to fall over sometime, and you can see by the lean it would fall on me where I'm standing right now. Just down the trail is another example on an oak I like to show you. Okay, so you can see on this oak, the main tree, the trunk is healthy, but this large limb, sorry, let me get it from the bottom. This large limb, right, get up there, right there, is dead and rotted. And someday it's going to break off and fall. Those are the ones that are a lot less obvious. They're the ones I'm usually concerned about the most. I've had a lot of times that I've been out in the woods and trees have fallen close to where I was camping in the middle of the night. Definitely wakes you up. I've even felt the ground vibrate just a little bit when they were close. Fortunately, I've been quite lucky and never had anything hit me or be that close. I've been in storms where trees were falling all around me too. That's an interesting experience. I have had a tree fall on me. It was a large 60-foot oak, but I wasn't camping. I was dropping it for firewood. It was only by the grace of God I survived that one. All right, so we're at site number 9. It's obviously an old Forest Service road going back here. Nice and clear and wide. We're definitely checking this one out. This is maybe the one tent spot here. It's pretty slopey. Yeah, not a fan of this one. It's pretty though. Wow. Kind of reminds me of the easy version of New Hampshire or Maine. Okay, we're at the top, and all I'm getting is little glimpses of the distant views through the trees. Still quite beautiful. This will kind of give you an idea of what it's like up here. Down in the valleys, the trail is sandy and covered in leaf litter. It's very pleasant to walk on. Number 10, the last one. Looks like another old forest road too. Let's check it out. Wow, this one is way off the trail. Well, if you don't want to have to worry about anyone hiking by camp, number 10 is the one for you. Is there a spot in the country where you can't find corrugated tin out in the woods somewhere? I haven't found it yet. This is the first time I've ever seen this stream dry. When the water's flowing, it's so beautiful. A lot of little cascades. Well, that's a shame that it's dry. This is one of the prettiest streams in the park, outside of Pickle Creek. It's just one little cascade after another, all the way down this hill. And the trail parallels it for quite a long time too, maybe close to a mile. There are a few pools of water left in the stream, not many. Well, that completes our hike of the Whispering Pines Trail. Thanks for taking a walk with me. Please join me for future adventures. Bye-bye.